Well, now I want to turn to Tom Farrell. You all know Tom. He's been here many, many times. Got a beautiful layout. He's finished the one scene he's been working on for a while. He sent some final photos of it. I think it's just beautiful, except for the dam, but we won't talk about that. We'll deal with that later. But anyway, now he's going to start something else, and we'll see what he's got in mind. So, Tom, welcome.
Thank you again for having me. And I have started something else, but that's next week. This is this is part 4 of 4, just photos of the finished Shantytown. I do want to say that I'm featured on the cover of the On30 annual that's coming out this some point in the spring. And that's quite an honor for me. And I'm the feature article. So if you have any interest in On30, get your copy reserved. They're presently at a discount at the moment. I do want to thank Martin Breckbell for putting me in contact with Chris Lane, the editor of the On30 Annual, and for Martin for proofing my article. So as if he doesn't have enough to do, he's helping me too. A little statistics on Shantytown. I started this way back in June of 2023. There's approximately, I'm guessing over 30 new track videos on this entire project. They're all on YouTube. There are 12 unique, one-of-a-kind, scratch-built structures in Shantytown. There's one kit bash structure from my friend Mark Shire. It's the Carsonville station, which you'll see. There's one guest structure, a water tower from the late Alan Carroll. I bought it off his estate. There are 3 Frenchman River model work boats. These are the resin boats from James and Anna Cleveland. And we did a build along on a couple of them. There's one scratch-built crane skiff that was based on a Foss model that I did for Sean Williams. And I couldn't believe it, but there's 120 inches, 10 feet of scratch-built fencing on Shantytown alone. That's an enormous amount of fencing. And there's 51 figures and 3 dogs. No cats, because I'm allergic to cats. All artista figures. So, if you go to the extreme end of Shantytown, there's a standard gauge line that's basically a dummy line, but it serves as a transfer from the narrow gauge Rustic, Buff, and Old Gothic to the Pennsylvania Railroad onto Harrisburg through this tunnel, in theory. And this is a close-up of one of the many billboards that I've made. I go online and I search for 1920 or 1930 advertisements and simply pull them into PowerPoint, print them out, and Elmer glue them onto these billboards that I scratch build. This is the Foggy Mountain Models kit bash. This is pretty much as the kit was delivered on the right, and this is the kit bash version on the left. I added quite a bit to this model. I like making them unique. Many of you may recall the right next to the Foggy Mountain Carsonville station, its maintenance facility for me, is the John Allen engine house, which took me well over a month to make. It's a really nice looking model. It's not quite John Allen, but I gave it my best. Here's some more of those billboards that I construct. I never did a how-to on these, but they're relatively simple to build. And that's a kit bash style locomotive too, a Broadway Limited. This is the depot for Shantytown. It's scratch built. It was featured in one of the videos. And behind it are design preservation model DPM. They're they were featured also, the one on the right, the Milford Hotel was featured in a New Tracks video as well. There's another close-up of the Shantytown depot. I added this billboard to the roof of this. It made a big difference in the way the model scaled. I really like how it looks now. It didn't look too bad before, but that billboard on top of it really made it even better. Most of what you're going to see then tonight are scratch builds. So there's a part of the overall look. This is Alan Carroll's water tank. And this is this scratch build, and there's the John Allen, and there's some more of that fencing. I had a lot of these signage. It really sets the theme of the layout, gives it a nice cohesive look. This is a photograph that I snuck my iPhone right behind the depot, between the wall or the building there, the fence, and the depot, and took this rather dramatic shot. How serious I am. I put this asylum for the criminally insane here, and I put Hannibal Lecter in there. I put the Joker. I put The Shining, Jack Torrance, and I put Jason from Friday the 13th. I do take this hobby very seriously. Here is the Hilltop facility, the 3 rental units that I joke about. This one's condemned. These 2 are very run down. This is one of my favorite structures now, certainly one of the best ones I've produced. This another shot there that shows you the different, how you light a photograph. Mr. Brennan can definitely attest to lighting affects the color. I use 2 different lights. I got 2 different looks. That's the way it is, right? They're both nice photographs, though. Here's an up close, and I do want to say that anybody that rents one of those units, I'll get you a ticket on this fine ocean liner, the Titanic. Our previous effort, the Lusitania, actually sunk, but I have the utmost confidence in the next voyage of the Titanic that you'll have a wonderful trip. This is some more billboards here. These are just randomly put on there and layered. I got this from the Franklin in Manchester. He does a lot of this up there in Massachusetts, a renowned modeler. This is to the left of the depot, the Shantytown depot, just a neat little scene. And this is on the other side of that fence is this road to Shantytown. So this takes you down, it's in between the rivers to your left. The first bait house is here. There's this road, these buildings, track, and then these building flats. This is more of that fencing. Oop, wrong way. So this is part of the Shantytown hobos, homeless people. It's detailed with these are actual cut up branches from the front of my yard. This is just scrap wood. These are resin castings here that I just simply painted. Just a ladder, a barrel with cotton in it that I colored as fire. And then all kinds of scrap material. These are those, we did a whole session on how I made these shanties from pure scrap, including the outhouse. You know, I had all these wooden fences everywhere, and I wanted to have some sort of separation between these shanties and the road and the fishing bait houses. So I made this stone wall. This is made up of that old-fashioned floor tile. This is broken up. I don't know what the material is, but it looks like stone if you break it up with pliers, just regular pliers, and I just chipped it off, chipped it off, chipped it off, and made this stone wall. I painted it, then I stained it, and then I put Woodland Scenics covering material all over it. There's a close-up. I went online, I looked for O-scale clothing, and I printed it out, cut it out with an X-Acto knife, and made a clothesline here. There's that flooring tile. There's a close-up of one of the shanties. There's that whaleback tender locomotive car. This is really nice. This thing photographs real well. There's a close-up of the three amigos there. Looks like they're having a good time, huh? And just think, if you rent one of those rentals, you can come down and hang around with these guys. This is the first bait shop, bait and tackle. This is probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite of the group. The barnacles on here are nothing more than ballast painted gray. There's the next one, Pat and Phyllis's bait shop. There's Skipper's. The figures really make these scenes come alive. You know, the more, when I added the figures to the middle of this section, I mean, it just made the Shantytown just leap to life. This is the professors take fishing tackle on the other side of the shore. And everywhere there's hobos, bums, and drunks, an old car. This gives you an idea of the scope of this and why it took 8 months. There was a lot of work to these. Each one of these is scratch built. This boat is scratch built. This one's one of the Frenchman River models kits. This is the Frenchman River model seafood shack, Jim's seafood shack, as a matter of fact. It's a close-up of the two boats. The covered bridge is from my previous layout. That one took some time, but just had to be placed here. Another shot of the bay, if you will. I came up with this brainstorm to put these pilings in here. I thought, with all these boats and these tight quarters, the Rustic, Buff, and Old Gothic Railroad wouldn't want anybody running a boat into their covered bridge. So I put this protection in here. So I just drilled holes through the cast plastic here and inserted weathered dowel rods. And then I came up with the idea to put some advertisements there. Just layering one detail after another, you get this look. This is the other boat. This is the other Frenchman River lobster boat. This was a build along. So this boat is glued in place, and these two boats can be interchanged. That has a nice look about it. There's a close-up of my scratch-built skiff, crane skiff. There's an overview of the majority of Shantytown itself. There's that stone wall I was talking about. There's the road that leads to the depot. This is just a flat photograph that I purchased for $10 off of a photograph place. I printed it out. It's 8.5 by 11, as big as I could make it, and I glued it to a piece of foam board. This is another DPM structure. I forget what they call it, but it's a modular system they have. We all know about that and that. And that's it, guys.
That is absolutely outstanding modeling. There's no question about it. I've told you that repeatedly, and it's really, really just when you look at it and you think that it basically is a scratch-built model of all of that. That's really something.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to further participation on your show. And I have a whole new program, whole different something 12, 14 feet away from this, whole different area.
There's no question. We have your book pretty solid.
Terrific.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you. Yep.